What's up, guys? It's another Saturday morning breakdown. Raider Nation Jason. We play the Chicago Bears. Should be a good one. Will our offense step up? Shout to the nation. Let's get another one. Hey, welcome to another Saturday breakdown with your boy Raider Nation Jason. Hope everybody is well. Hope everyone is doing good and in good spirits. Excited that this team is back to 500, back even. Um, we have the Chicago Bears coming up, which is a winnable, definitely winnable matchup for us. Today we're kind of going to get into Tyson Bagent. He is a rookie. I think he was a third round pick. Um, we're going to talk about him because that's the quarterback for the Bears. Of course, Fields is out with the dislocated thumb. We have a little game tape on Mr. Bagent from last week. He was 10 for 14, 83 yards, a rush TD, an interception, and a fumble. Forgot to add that fumble. But yeah, so he's kind of a dual threat because he can scramble. He can, he is pass first though, in my opinion. From what I see, it's he wants to make the pass. He wants to show that he can, be a legit quarterback and throw the ball. But he does have the ability to break out and get loose too. Shout out to the nation, man. Shout out to everybody. Mr. Pena, salute. Good morning. Appreciate you for coming through. Yeah, so like I said, we have a good chance in these next 4 games to get ourselves in good position to make a playoff run. Chicago, really known, tough place to play. I see it being a tight game. I see it being one of those ugly, defensive battles. I'm hoping I'm wrong because our defense definitely needs to wake up and, get something going. Hoyer, I think, well, I'm going to say Hoyer gives us the best opportunity to, I guess, win without the learning curve of, Aiden trying to, figure it out as he, progresses. But Hoyer's a vet, so he's gonna at least get Devontae the ball. He's gonna, he's gonna do, he's gonna manage the game. Dang, I just went McDaniel's right there with the but Tyson. So Tyson Bagent, his dad was a arm wrestler and arm wrestling champion. Um, so the kid's got an arm. He played for the Shepherds. So he was. I think they were Division 2. Badgett made 53 starts for the Rams from 18 to 22 and completed 1,400 passes for 17,034 yards, which is the Division 2 record. And I believe he won what was equivalent to the Heisman in college. For his division, he won the equivalent to that. So the kid definitely impressed in that division. So now, why am I focusing on Tyson Bagent really? Um, so over my lifetime and my experience as a fan of the Raiders, I noticed that when he's making his debut. So of course, this is a special moment, not just for us, but for him as well too, because he is making his first career start. He will get the opportunity to show what he's got. He's fighting for a roster, for a starting spot. So I wouldn't take this competition lightly. Um, so Badgett can scramble. He was I think it was the fastest 3-cone drill this year, and the second ever for a quarterback, second ever in the combine. So he's got the legs to do it. But like I said, the stuff I've been kind of watching on him, it looks like he wants to pass. He definitely wants to complete the pass. Um, I watched him. Watched him a little bit back back before we did the draft and everything like that, kind of seeing who we could get like in the later rounds and stuff like that. But he's I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't watch a lot of Bears games at all, if any, and it's we're not gonna really know until oh, welcome, welcome to new addition, man, to the family. But let's see, let me holler at the chat, man. Oh yeah, give me 1 second, guys. I forgot to send Ralph. I'm gonna send you a link to. Boom, there we go. Oh, all right, I'm back to it. Okay, so like I said, let me holler at the chat real quick. Alpacasi salute. Hey yo. Should I say good evening? Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'm adding you guys right now to the drawing. Bam. So we'll keep it lit. Yep, there will be a giveaway. So like everybody's chat, dropping in the chat. I got you. I'm gonna add you to the list. But yeah. So this is the kitty, man. This is the new addition. She's famous now. Say hi. Say hi, baby. Yeah. This is Foxy, aka Steph Furry. Feel me? You know what I mean? So welcome to Raider Nation. As you see, the perfect color, you know what I'm saying? Like it was love at first sight. So yeah, it's my baby, man. But let me see, let's get back to work. All right, but yeah, like I said, watching his tape, he is determined to make the throws. Like a lot of kind of happy feet quarterbacks like to kind of get out, take whatever first chance they get to kind of scramble. But he kind of sticks in there. He sticks in there, and but if it breaks down, and he is really crafty. That's one thing when he runs, like for a rookie, like it's like little subtle things, like a little pump, like his pump fakes to, he creates his own space. I believe that's what I kind of seen. He was definitely he was definitely kind of crafty. He can run. He can, you know, he's not slow. He can definitely, pick up some yards. So we do have to definitely make sure that we contain him. We want to contain the running game for sure, and then make sure that we make him throw, because I feel that we can get maybe a turnover or two. He fumbled, so I mean I think Max can get around to him and get after him. So he's definitely got the turnover issues. So I mean we're gonna feast. Let me see. So I know it's not the most exciting, but Hoyer versus Badgett. Are you not entertained? Or you're not entertained? It's not going to be the most exciting matchup, but I feel it's about even. If you ask me, it's about an even matchup. So I think the defense is definitely going to. It's my prediction. Like I said, I'm not doing these 31 to 24 predictions anymore until we can start being um, consistent and breaking this 20-point mark. So I got it 17-10, us, of course. Rookie, I think the rookie will struggle, but he has a position he is fighting for. So you never underestimate a man that's fighting for his well-being. Right now we are pretty much in his way, and you never come between a man and his meal. And so he's fighting for his career. He's fighting for Justin Fields' spot, pretty much. And it's not like it's solidified, because they've been talking trade talk with Fields and moving on and everything. So all it takes is for him to light it up, and we're the opponent. So all it takes is him to have a good game, this game, next game, and and he can potentially get a couple starts, and who knows, might take over. It might help them because of the contract. It's a rookie contract. So they can do a lot with that. So it's I'm not saying this dude's gonna be the next Brady or Mahomes, but I'm just saying, like, we can't kind of take it as yeah, he's just a rook or whatever, but you know anything's possible any given Sunday. Let's see if anybody else. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, yeah. I definitely knew she was the one. Definitely. Yeah. Well, I was kind of talking about Badgett, like just he's pretty much fighting for that spot, and he's pretty much fighting. This is his opportunity to show what he's got, and prove he is a starter in this league. So, he's going to be out there trying to give it his best. So we have to, not overlook this matchup. But it's funny how it seems like through the season it always opens up like we're playing someone's backup, or there's an injury, or it's just, I don't know, it's funny how it works sometimes. Like it's kind of going our way if you see it like I see it. Like it's kind of, things are kind of working out towards our way for us to stack these wins. um Let me see. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And as far as how we said, like, must win, it's a must win from now on. I mean, we can't afford to, because we got the Chiefs coming up down the line. So these are the games we have to win. These four games are the games we have to win, and they're winnable. It's like we have to take care of these games because we were eventually we have to get better on the East Coast, cold games or whatever it is. I know we're a West Coast team, and it's kind of that's where we struggle is on the East Coast, but this is our chance to get better because these teams aren't blowing people out of the water. Detroit is, like I said, about the best team in that, in this grouping. But like I said, we have the tendency of looking too far down the line when, our opponent's right here in front of us. So, like I said, it starts with the Bears. And, we can, like I said, I believe we can force some turnovers. We can force the kid into some mistakes. I'm sure he's never seen nothing like a Max Crosby. So, I think Max should get him some. But, it's a good opportunity, man. Like it's funny how maybe a couple weeks ago things were looking ugly, but now, we're back on track, and hopefully we can build on this. McDaniels hopefully can get his. Oh yeah, there we go. One more. Yeah, no worries, my brother. I got you. It's all good. Anytime, you're always welcome. Always welcome. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. That's right. Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. We got the Renfro and oh yeah, the Romanowski, Romo. Definitely, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's like I got it. There's like a couple different versions. There's like the light with the kind of has the sparkly kind of effect, but it's pretty dope, man. They're all sick. Like any version of a regular lid is lit. Uh, yeah, so I'm excited. I'm glad it's a morning game. We don't have to wait all day because I don't know about you guys, but when the games are like night games or even 1 o'clock games. Well, not 1 o'clock games aren't that bad because you got the 10 o'clock game to kind of get you through. But for the 5 o'clock games and the Monday night games, it's like the longer we have to wait, it's just I don't know. It's just I'm excited. I guess anxious. So it's like you know, I go through it. You know what I mean? It's like the longer it takes. So like after we win, I pretty much crash because it's just too much excitement for what I'm saying, like too much that build up. But it's been it's always been a close game. I definitely want to see us put it on one of these teams and just send a message that it is that offense has the potential to be fire. So keys to victory. We have to, of course, force turnovers. We have to not let him sit there and try to, pick us apart. We definitely have to provide pressure. I think Max is going to get, I see Max getting three. Let's get Max 3 sacks this game. Um, I, I want to get 2 picks, but I see us definitely getting a pick this game. Um, we have to just be active. Be active like we've been on defense. Just keep our hands, be able to bat some passes down because he's not the biggest guy. So we're gonna be able to bat some balls down, and he's got a kind of small frame. So you know, quarterback goes down. Hopefully goes down hard. Who is gonna step up? Who's gonna step up on offense? Is it gonna be Hunter Renfro? Have you seen him? Is it gonna be Tucker? Have you seen him? Is it gonna be Devontae? Have you seen him? Or is it gonna be Mayer or Myers? Hopefully, it's everybody. But I say these because it seems to always be one person, that kind of takes the reins of the offense. So I hope it's Hoyer. I hope Hoyer becomes that guy just for one game. He becomes a top five quarterback. Just like I asked for our defense to be a top five defense, just one job at a time. But we the more we stack these wins, the more we start believing in the process, and it at least I see, and I could look at this now that we've kind of evened it back to 3-3. Even the games that we lost, like we lost to a respectable Bills team. Pittsburgh, it's they were still beatable, but we didn't do what we needed to do. The Charger game, we definitely had the opportunity to win that game, but we didn't get it done. We turned the ball over. We made a mistake in a crucial time. Blame the coach, blame the quarterback, blame the whatever it was. We didn't get it done, but we still had the opportunity. So that being said, we're still close in the games that we need to be close in. There it goes. So we will, that's kind of saying, that's saying a little bit. But like I said, the Bills game, that was about the toughest game that we've seen so far, besides, of course, like the Chiefs or, anyone like that. But, we will, oh, there we go, but we will definitely get it back on track at some point, because I can't see, and I don't see any trades or anything that are, going to be done. So I think we're sticking with what we got, and getting everything on discount and on, you know, But yeah, but we definitely need to take care of the Bears, even though it is a away game. So I expect their best shot. Their defense is going to have to play hard for their rookie, because they're going to have to do a little extra. So look for them to be handsy out there. I I still see them trying to double both Myers and Devontae, and try to limit pretty much what they do. And because if anyone's going to hurt us, it's going to be Devontae or Jacoby, or if anyone's going to hurt them, it's going to be Devontae or Myers. Because Tucker, we only use him, maybe once, twice. Hunter, if anyone knows where Hunter is, just tell him we need him. If you're out there, Hunter, if you can hear me, Mr. Renfro, we need you. We need you. But yeah. And Tucker, I definitely want to see more of. The reverses, just getting him the ball on screens, I think would be, beneficial, because I think he can make people miss. Oh yeah, like I said, I forgot to tell you guys. Help Ahoya out. We got keys to victory. He's forcing turnovers, like I said, but we gotta help Ahoya out, man. He's not gonna do crazy things, even though he provided our largest longest passing play, of this year so far. So get the ball to Devontae. Like I'm not calling him a diva, but I hate diva type wide receivers. Not, this isn't a shot at him or nothing like that, but it's kind of it just happens like that, because he is who he is. It's he wants to do great things, and he wants to I get that, but we're trying to win. So I hate that when receivers kind of focus on getting them the ball over. Just be, if you're gonna be a decoy, be the best damn decoy you could be. Like, if you're not getting the ball, just make sure you're helping someone else get the ball. Run your route to the best of your ability to help Mayer get the ball, to help Myers get the ball, to help Renfro, wherever he is, get the ball. It's Devontae is. They need to run Devontae on these fake sweeps and fake reverses just to open up for somebody else. I mean, it's if you know that their eyes are on Devontae, play with that. Be creative. You know what I mean? Like move him around and then throw the ball the whole opposite side. Just I don't know. I just feel like we can be creative. We shouldn't be getting him killed out there at the same time. Excuse me. We shouldn't be getting him killed out there, but at the same time, use him. If they want to double him, okay, use him. Make that double to our advantage. Yeah. So appreciate you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's the baby. Yeah. So yeah. So Hoyer and Devontae hopefully can get on the right page and start getting some kind of chemistry. I don't know if Jimmy's going to be back next week, but you know, it's Hoyer or Aiden. Hoyer is going to manage the game. I think we're going to see a lot of Josh Jacobs. I think we're going to see a lot of Zamir White finally. This is that kind of game. I think it's that type of game where we can just pound the ball. We're not going to ask a lot of Hoyer, but see the thing with me, like in my opinion of Hoyer, we need to get him in some type of rhythm because say if we run the ball, first down, run the ball second down. I don't know if he's that accurate to be able to get the ball, to be able to just kind of his first pass, just be able to just get it there and get first down. So I would like to get him in a rhythm early, just to kind of get where he's making his passes, he's comfortable making these passes, because there's a lot of times that he missed Devontae, just because it's either he's doesn't believe he has the arm talent or whatever to get it to the guy, and he just kind of hesitates because there's brief moments where Devontae gets open quickly, and you got to get him the ball. And see when he was with Aaron Rodgers didn't care; he was slinging, and that's the thing. Like until we get that guy that is just not afraid to put it there, but not only is he not afraid that he can actually put it there. So until we get that and we get, consistency in our quarterback position, because right now we have three quarterbacks technically, but we have none. And that's the reality. Until someone takes over that spot. So, but in my opinion, it is coming. It's soon, guys. But man, gotcha. Let me see. I would have to give me a second. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me Morris, do you have IG? If you could shoot your IG in the chat, I can send you a link. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, Zamir White hasn't been he hasn't really been used a lot in these last couple games. I don't know if it's just because our offense has been struggling already, so we might as well get him because it takes away from the hits on JJ. Uh, we can. I would like to use JJ more out of the backfield, like receiving the ball. So I don't mind pounding, because we've been getting the same thing. Um, Let me see. We've been getting the same thing pretty much out of JJ. He's it's been a little bit better, but nothing spectacular. So we might as well. And Zamir is a younger guy. He's not as elusive, but that's a body. That's still somebody that somebody has to tackle. So we just have to, like I said, use these guys right. Use Zamir to pound up the middle, and then use Josh to shake them when they're tired. Fourth quarter closer. Myers has been a little spotty, but I think he will be able to get some opportunities this game. Mayer, it's like we're finally sprinkling in people little by little. Uh, Excuse me, guys. I don't know if it's building the rapport that they're doing, but they're finally getting Mayer involved, getting him a couple throws here and there, giving them the opportunity to build a rapport. So I'm just hoping that we can get Tucker on some downfield. I see him and Hoyer got a little connection, and I just hope they've been. I'm pretty sure they have been working because Brian Hoyer is probably on the second or third squad, and that's where Tucker probably gets his play. So I'm pretty sure they've been working with each other. So you might see a different chemistry tonight, or excuse me, tomorrow. You might see another one in the morning that might show what they've been working on, and just one day we're gonna be able to talk about our offense being like a 400 passing day or a 3 to 4 touchdown passing day. One of these days we're gonna have a lighted up game because why that's so important is because we're gonna play teams like Kansas City. Now Kansas City isn't the Kansas City of old, but they're still winning. They're not lighting it up on offense, but they're doing what it takes to get it done. Definitely. Yes, sir. I'm gonna say on defense, I got a Meek. I got a Meek because I feel like they're gonna pick on a Meek on defense. Um, Spillane, of course, I think is gonna do his thing. I think Max is gonna get to the kid. I really do. I see him getting three. But yeah, I see a Meek making another pick. Just because I feel like they're gonna try to make it easy for the kid. They're gonna try to get him matchups that kind of benefit him. So I see Meek being someone that they might try to take, or um, I don't know. They're gonna probably stay away from Marcus Peters a little bit unless they take him deep or something like that. But they're not gonna try to take the chance it too much because he will eventually get you. Yeah, hopefully, hopefully Diablo can get in there, man. And let me see. Let me add you to the comp too. Yeah, we definitely need Diablo to kind of. It's been kind of a quiet year, but like I said, the defense has been keeping us in it. So you know, really, I don't have no worries about the D, but it's like I just want our offense. Like it's like the last couple of years, not just this year, but the last year, we wanted our offense to help our defense too, and we just weren't getting that. So now is the time that okay now it makes next year's draft so much better too, guys, because if we can build off this and even the pieces that we have on the bench, like the like our the Malcolm Kuntzes and players like the Jacorian Bennett, Chris Smith the second. I know we haven't seen a lot of him, but it's going to make our draft next year a lot easier because we don't have to focus always on fixing this defense. Fixing this defense, we can just sprinkle better pieces in here and there. Maybe a free agent to solidify maybe the other side of Max until unless hopefully Tyree of course can be that guy, but until someone we get that dominant force up front too, that DT. Hopefully that's what we spend on free agency because that's the only thing I would like is a veteran DT or someone that's proven pretty much in the league. So, but to go back to your question about defense, or I spoke on defense. So offense, oh man, it's so hard to say, man, too, because it's every game has been a different player. But I'm gonna say JJ. I'm gonna say all these excuse me, all them double teaming Devontae and Myers. I feel like he's gonna be able to get some space, and he is gonna be able to break the 100-yard mark, 2 TDs rushing, and yeah, that's where I'm at. Mr. Purple, salute. Let me add you on too. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Now it's a party. We got Furpo in the building. Yes, sir. Salute. Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. Yeah, man. It feels good, man. Being able to, I know our team won last week. I know whose team didn't win last week, but that's a story for another day. But it felt good this week. Getting that win felt good. I'm pretty sure Mr. McDaniels felt good. 3-0 against Belichick. Um, Now, we dislike the Patriots, right? So this man has beat them for us twice. So, and he's beat Denver so far 3-0. So he's been doing good against his teams, except for the Colts, which I don't know, that might be a little karma for however the situation played out. Who really knows? But but yeah, him being able to dominate the Patriots is a good thing because like all these AFC teams, we have to be able to beat because these games are going to come down to tiebreakers. They're going to come down to strength of schedule, everything like that at the end of the year. So that's why it's bad that we lost to the Bills. Like I said, they're a good opponent, but we lost a lot of AFC matchups early with the Bills, with Pittsburgh, with the Chargers. So it's like we have to start winning toward, especially in our division. We have to beat LA the next time. We have to beat Denver again. We have to find some type of way to split with KC. Um, it's a hard task. It's possible. Anything is possible. So, but we have to find a way to keep that game close and possibly get a turnover. You know, I know I'm already down the line, but it's just I'm looking towards the future, man. Like I get it. It starts with Chicago, but this has to be a consistency thing. It has to be a win always. And how the defense is playing. All these games are close, so we can't turn it over. I know that we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot. We can't afford it because us being down by 2 touchdowns is pretty much almost game over. Not saying that we can't get it done, but the way our offense has been struggling until I see otherwise. But it's I don't see us having the catch up power to bounce back from that continuously. So we cannot afford to give up the ball. So Hoyer has to be safe, if you will. Jacobs has to run the ball, but he has to generate more. He has to, because I know by now he should have his legs under him. He should be able to. I like using him like I said, out of the backfield. I like getting him the ball in space. That might be, if we can get him in the screen game, I think that would be beautiful. Because that would generate a lot. Because he is that guy. He can get it done. It's just we have to get him the ball in space and let him create. I know I talked about pageant. I don't want to be a breakout game for him. I want us to pretty much end his career. Harsh as that might sound, it's our team over there is all day long. So I want us to keep him, keep him in his place. Let him make his struggles. Um, Hopefully, max him, like I said, put him down 3 times. And sorry about that, brother. We're getting blessed, everybody. We got the
What's going
one.
on, Jason? How are you, brother?
Oh man, the one, the only Afakasi. How we doing, man?
He is I am him. How are you, fam?
I'm
What's shaking?
doing good, man. Oh man, I'm glad this game is in the morning time tomorrow. We can get it sooner the better. Yes, sir.
I'm glad you're happy about that. The sooner the game is, the earlier it is for me, which is like, I guess, what is it? What time is it? Local time?
Ooh, right now it is. Let's
No, I mean the
say.
game. The
Oh,
game.
for us it's 10 a.m. Yeah,
Local time.
yeah,
Time for.
yeah. Local for us is 10 a.m.
I meant local time, as in where it's being played.
Oh, there would be.
You're on the West Coast, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a West Coast. I'm in
Okay. All right. So
Central.
1 p.m.
Yeah,
1
yeah,
right.
1 p.m.
So 1 p.m. over there is one. So 10 in the morning for you is 1 a.m. for me. Monday morning.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
we're just we just start to kind of just start in the morning, and you're putting yours to bed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's only like another hour and 15 minutes this time, Sunday/Monday morning
Yeah,
from now. So, yeah, it's a grind if I'm going to stay up and watch these games that are on the East Coast being played midday or even like around that. Um, Sometimes the 1 a.m. West Coast games are at like 4 a.m. for me. So I'd have to get up super early.
dang, that's crazy. But it's been worth it these last couple weeks. Like you think we have another heartbreaker this game? I mean, not heartbreaker, but like a close one of those close
Those
fourth
games.
quarters. Yeah.
And salute to James and Robert. I see you in the building. Good to see you, my guys. I hope
Yes,
all is
sir.
well. Um, yes, is my long story short answer. Um, you have to get, I guess, go with a consistent, even against these teams that on paper we should put away. We tend to, we win. I mean, at the end of the day, just win, baby. But like, it's always seems to be the consistent, right? Where it's just, it's either a close game or a one score game. Yeah. So that I'd say yes.
Do you think Devontae and Hoyer kind of get it back on track?
I hope so. If I was McDaniels, the first play I would call would be a deep ball to Devontae. Design something up to hopefully get him open or on a one-on-one coverage play, and even if it's not, just take a deep shot. I mean, if he gets picked off, if they throw it deep and it's a deep in their territory, so be it. But hey, like give Devontae a chance to, you want the ball, there it is, go and get it.
Exactly.
You're the number one guy. Go and remind everybody, reintroduce yourself, so to say. You know what I mean? You're not happy. Let's do something that can try and turn that around right from
Exactly.
the jump. That's what I would. I'm not the coach, and I'm not. I don't have any coaching credentials, but if I was in that position, that's what I would do. Scheme something up, get as best you can, and deep ball to Devontae. What's the worst that can happen? Interception? Fuck it. That'd be
It's
like a
like
punt, right?
we've thrown plenty of picks this year already, so it's like you know what I mean. And I definitely agree. I really feel like we should it should be 3 straight passes, because they're gonna expect us at some one of those to run. You know what I mean? So I feel like we could surprise them, and it gets Hoyer into that rhythm. I want him to kind of get that rhythm early, so it's not like he's still trying to figure it out. And I think just getting him in a good rhythm, getting him comfortable, where those times where Devontae is open, like those brief little times where he gets to those little spots, and it's like he needs that quarterback that can, have the nuts to kind of throw it to him. You know what I mean? Get it to him and let him, let him do what he does.
But with that said, I just had a thought. I guess like it's called the Windy City for a reason, right? So
Yeah.
conditions might be pretty poor. I don't know. Have you heard anything what the forecast is likely to be over there?
I have not yet. That is good. I have to check into that too.
Because if it's
Yeah.
going to be, as I said, the Windy City and conditions are not going to be ideal for throwing, then we might have to throw that out the window and just rely on the run game and us playing defense. So
It's like one of those 9-12 games.
right,
It's like,
yeah, like a 9-12 kind of deal or whatever it might be,
man,
like a smash mouse, nothing pretty, just grinding it out as best you can, make the best of the conditions, and yeah, survival
man,
of the fittest, right?
right? That's the only way. The only way. Hey, well, what do you think about Badgett? Like, what's your opinion on the kid?
Look, I just don't want another Nick Mullins situation where we make somebody out of nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, with all due respect to Badgen, he's not exactly someone that's highly touted. You know, and a UDFA, I believe, from this year's draft, correct?
Yeah, he was from this year's draft, definitely.
Right. So
Yeah.
hopefully we remind people why he's a UDFA and not make him look like maybe we should someone should have taken him in the first round, if that makes sense.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Nick Foles when we played Nick Foles? His I want to say it
Is
was
that
his first
2014, 2013?
something like that, and
Think
that was
I
his
do.
his first start. And I think he had six. I want to say he had six TD passes or five, at least five. I know that for sure. But he set set a record like against us, of course, his first
Was that
start.
who was he playing for at the time? And salute Robert. Yeah, I'm still the silver and black
I
baron.
want to say it was the Eagles. I want to
One
say,
second.
yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I think that was for the Eagles. But yeah, it's like I was saying, like with the, it seems like okay, so I don't know if we were Mahomes' first start, but I know it was one of his very first starts. So, and we know what happened after that. So I don't know what it is, but we have a tendency of being the breakout breakout team, that players go against, and they kind of eventually find their way. So, excuse me. Hopefully this is not a repeat of that. Um, and like I said, hopefully all this is just for nothing. He gets put on his back 5 times and throws 3 picks, and everything's all right. But like I said, there's always a possibility because, like I said, you barely get a chance in the NFL. You barely get a chance to play this great game that we call football. And when your number is called, you have to be ready. You're gonna have to be able to dig, scratch, bite, crawl, jump, hurdle yourself to win. Whatever you got to do by any means necessary is get that win. Because no matter how bad you play, a win is a win. Win is a win.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get in the middle of your
No,
little
you're all good.
hype rant.
You're right, man. It's
um, 2013, right? That's when Nick Foles lit us up with the Eagles, correct?
yeah, with the Eagles, that was something else. Like, and then I think I was telling him too. Like, I don't know if when we played Mahomes, I don't know if we were his first start or his second start, but I remember. Um, I feel like I want to say we were his first start because I think he filled in. I think it was Chad Henne at that time. But yeah, he had a
Their
pretty
quarterback or our quarterback?
um oh uh oh for them. I think Henne, what's
Yeah.
his name? Chad Henne was the starter then, and then he got injured, and then Mahomes I think took over the rest of the game, and then I think he played his first game starting I think against us,
I
and
can't remember that.
yeah, I was gonna say that was 2015. I want to say was that 2015. When did Mahomes? No,
I think Mahomes was drafted around 2016, 2017, maybe
okay, it was
2018.
17.
But like I all I remember is when the draft that he was drafted in,
Mm,
he was I thought he was drafted in the middle of the first round, but he was actually picked at number 10. But I do remember like at the time he wasn't a highly touted prospect.
mm,
He wasn't touted to be a generational talent. He was touted like to be a guy who he might be good in time that can sit behind Alex Smith and maybe learn. Some people were even thought that he was a reach at number 10. But I guess the rest is history, unfortunately for us, right?
yeah,
Uh,
two Super Bowls later.
yeah, probably the best. Look, I hate. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's the benchmark at the moment.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
much as that pains me to say. Um, but yeah, I just remember when the year he was drafted, he wasn't a guy who was on everybody's radars. He wasn't like a. Remember Andrew Luck got all the hype coming out of college, being the best generational talent prospect since Peyton Manning. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like he never got that deal at all.
never. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was pretty good. Like when I was talking about Luck, I felt Luck was good. It's just injuries. Like I think it was that shoulder. He kept injuring that shoulder, and then he never. But he was always working himself back in. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, he never made it happen.
And I think at the end of the day, like I think his desire just went out the window, and he was just done.
That
That's why
beat.
he called it quits on his career pretty quickly. Like he just his heart wasn't in it. Like I mean, we can say this and that, but like at the end of the day, everyone's human. If your heart's not in something, then you best thing to do is just walk away. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
But
There's
like,
no.
yeah, like I mean, I guess a shame for him and RG3. I remember RG3 coming out of that draft because he was number two, right? Number one was Andrew Luck. Number two was
Yeah, RG
Robert.
three.
You're the third, and yeah, he wasn't a Raider, but he was a player that excited me at the time.
Mm.
Uh, and I remember, like, I actually used him quite a bit in Madden back in the day. Him and Terrell Pryor were my guys back, I
Oh
think,
yeah,
in
team.
13, 14, yeah. But and once upon a time, like in that second in their sophomore in RG3 sophomore year, Terrell Pryor was actually playing fairly decent for us at the start of 2013, I believe it was. And his rating actually went up to like an 82, 83. He was actually pretty good.
See, that's and was that the year they beat Pittsburgh with that or when he had the 93-yard run?
Yeah. But even week one in a loss, I believe, to the Colts, he had a decent day throwing. I remember he connected on like a deep ball, I think, to either Kreiner or what's the name you've probably forgotten.
Dang, he said
Or
Kreiner. I
yeah,
remember
Jerron
that.
Kreiner, or it was either Kreiner, Streeter, or Denarius Moore. But it was like a deep
Rod
ball. It was
Streeter.
actually pretty good. Yeah. I mean, look, most people remember Streeter and D Moore, you know what I mean?
Oh
But like a
yeah,
lot of people forget about Kreiner.
yeah. I was
Uh,
gonna say I forgot about Kreiner. Oh,
yeah.
one of my favorites. I don't know if you remember Shillings. He was
Yeah, I remember
81. I used to like Shillings, man, back when I was like younger.
the joke about Sheelans was in my early days as a Raider fan. I just remember when I'm looking at the message boards, like before there was YouTube, you
Yeah,
had to go on message boards to commune with like-minded Raider fans. There wasn't even Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like there was
yeah.
nothing, it was just message boards. I remember people used to call him Chaz Glass Shillings.
Chaz Glass. Yeah,
Chaz
yeah.
Glass.
That's because at that time he was our best, receiver, but he was always hurt. So he was always,
Right.
was that Porter? Did we have Porter then?
Johnny Lee Higgins,
Higgins too.
Jazz Shillings. That we had those guys before. I think the year before we drafted both Hayward Bay and
Oh
Lewis
yeah,
Murphy.
Lewis Murphy. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then that's when D Moore came. And I don't remember we put
Steve Moore
DHB.
came the next year. No, 2011. I think Daenerys Moore came into the Raiders. So that was 2 years after we had the likes of. I think it was 2000. It was either 2011 or 2010.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because
and
I think
I think Jacoby Ford was 2010, and Daenerys Moore came in 2011, I believe.
yeah, yeah, because I think what Murphy and them were '09 or was that?
Yeah, Murphy and Hayward Bay were in the same draft class. Murphy was round 4, I believe, but it
Yeah,
turned like Hayward Bay had a very underwhelming rookies. I think he
yeah,
only had like 12 receptions, and
yeah.
the
He had
knock on Hayward Bay was like hands of stone coming out of college,
yeah,
and um, it kind of showed through in his first season, but like, he was never the star number one we were hoping he would be, and why he was drafted there. Like that's why Al Davis coveted him and his speed and his raw athleticism. But like he did turn out to have a decent career as a number two or rotational guy.
yeah,
But I remember that rookie year, Lewis Murphy actually had a better rookie season. I think he didn't light the house on fire, but he got like 400-500 yards, and he did light it up on our opening game that year against the Chargers. I
yeah,
don't know if you remember that one.
yeah. I liked Murphy was actually one of my favorites out of them, and then because DHB I didn't for that reason like
Right.
he could not catch. He could get there. Like it was like that was the main. That was the one of the ones. He used to remind me of. Remember James Jett?
Before my time. I
Oh,
know
okay. I
that
was gonna say
before
yeah.
my time.
James Jett man was
Salute Jesse.
fast, but he could not catch. Like
Right.
yeah, so it was just disappointing. But just to see all that talent, man, because he did have the speed, and it was just like I don't know if it could have been a little. Well, no, I'm not gonna say it's all Jamarcus on that one, but it was a little bit of it was just a bad time of football,
Well,
for us
he did
offensively.
play under Campbell, who could throw the ball fairly decent, and
Yeah,
was able to connect on Hayward Bay decently. In his sophomore season, he was okay, and then his third season, I believe that was his, like, if you will call it that, a breakout year. He almost got to 900 yards, sorry,
yeah,
to 1,000 yards, but he just came up shy, I believe. Like he was, I just remember he was never like the jump for it, go and get the ball, kind of grab it at the high point, the catch point kind of guy. But he made that chest mark his kind of
yeah,
signature. Do you remember that? Like
yeah,
it was always like he was always chest
yeah.
marking the
It
reception.
never hands
He
it. It
would
was
never go
always
out and like get it, but he would like,
that
all
scoop,
those quick
that
slants,
scoop.
all those,
Yeah,
yeah, he would just kind of, you know, I guess
the basket catch, kind of
I mean,
basket catch it.
if you've got hands of stone, if they're going to cough your hands, and at least if you kind of bobble it, you
Yeah,
catch it in your chest, and then
cut
all you
cut.
got to do is use that speed to get away. You know what I mean? And he did that. He did do that on a few occasions. So he wasn't all the way as like people call him a bust. He didn't. He wasn't that number one guy, but he wasn't all the way bad. Like he was decent, just never lived up to that number, that first round draft billing. So, yeah.
You remember Zach Miller, your tight end?
Yeah, I remember Zach Miller. Of course I do.
I hated when we traded him to I think it was Seattle at that time because he was a staple for our offense. Sadly, like he was one of
Right.
our our best tight ends at that time, and then after that, like we struggled to kind of find an offensive identity after that, and it was just like, man, that was one of our clutch pieces. But
Well, actually, no. Like the year after he was gone, we that was when we had that 2011 team. That offense was actually pretty good. Like, yeah, we didn't have Zach Miller, but the guy we had who was behind him was Brandon Myers, I believe that's his name. Brand.
oh, I know you're talking about. Man, I can't think of his first name, but yeah, I remember them too. There was two though. I forgot what was the other one. 'Cause
Yeah, it was Brandon Myers. Yeah, and he actually had a pretty good year. That the year he took over um, from Zach Miller as our number one guy. So yeah, he was okay for a minute, and then he went and got himself a contract with the Giants.
yeah,
But then the year after, we had like Kevin Boss, who was pretty crap. Um,
yeah,
and then that's what after that we drafted like Michael Rivera and what was it, Richard Gordon and Nick Castle.
Oh wow,
Those guys. There's some names for you.
that's what they probably like were one and done. Because like man, we never really heard much from them at all. I can't
Oh,
even.
there's the other name, David Osbury. Remember David Osbury?
Oh yeah, I remember Osprey.
Yeah,
Osprey.
I liked Osbury. Just he was when he started to flash potential, he got hurt and he never really came back. But of those guys are listed, Michael Rivera. I still got his jersey to this day. I loved
Yeah,
Rivera. I thought like in the last what 13, 14 years, like I mean Zach Miller was our best, and then him and Waller at his
yeah,
best was our best.
yeah.
And then he had the likes of Cook, who's pretty good, as well as Brandon Myers, like I said. But then the next guy I feel was that doesn't get as much love as Michael Rivera. I thought he was good for a minute.
When you brought up Cook, remember that I think it was Gruden's first game where we played St. Louis or we played the Rams, and Cook had that one beast mode play where he broke and got the there was like three people on him. He still broke and got that first down. I
Right.
like I like Cook. I hated we kind of because we do it every year. We always get somebody, and then we let someone pretty much outbid them in free agency, and then we lose that player, and then we're stuck again looking for somebody for it's like I feel like we never want to pay these guys, but I mean when they're successful for us, we gotta we have to keep them. We can't let everybody take our best pieces. It's like we showcase them to the world, and then there's someone else like, oh, okay, hey, I'll take them. You guys don't want to pay them, so hey, I'll bid on them.
Do
How
you
much?
remember why though we cut bait with Cook?
Not off top, not off top.
That was the year we discovered someone, certain someone.
Oh yeah, of course the Waller, the Waller.
Aaron Waller, yes.
Yeah, on
I
the
remember his first year with us. I don't know if you remember this. Like they dropped like it was either like a sweep or a screenplay or something, but like it was. I'm pretty sure it was against the Bengals, and Darren Waller like ran it like he was like a sprinter, ran it like 70, 80, 90 yards, almost for a touchdown. And I remember seeing that. Like it was, we had a bad year, 2018. It was the first year of the Gruden purge, the rebuild.
yeah,
But I remember seeing Waller doing that twice throughout the duration of the season. He didn't like have the reception, but I remember seeing two plays in particular and just thinking, who the hell is that guy?
yeah,
And I found out he was a tight end, Darren Waller. I was like, wow, I'm going to remember that name, and I'm banking on this guy. He's got something there. I can see him being something special. I had that much faith in him. I actually bought his jersey
yeah,
before 2019. I actually went to the Coliseum in 2019 wearing a Darren Waller jersey. I ended up buying Max Crosby jersey. Max Crosby
yeah.
ended up getting 3 sacks, but that's how
Nice.
much faith I had in Waller before he broke out. And sure enough, like, look, we all know how it ended up. A shame it ended the way it did, but at his best, Darren Waller was
Yeah.
an integral piece of our roster for at least I think 3 seasons. Like he
Oh
was
yeah.
counted as top three tight ends in the league at his best.
Remember that game? It was one of our first games of the season, and he had like 20 something receptions. They had passed to him like 20 times, and like Waller was one of my favorite Raiders. Like in that Josh Jacobs era, that what I mean, that whole
Right.
uh,
And Jacobs,
yeah,
Carter, Derek Carr kind of era. Yeah, yeah.
like Waller was definitely different because he was pretty much like an extra wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like he was just a bigger, what I'm saying, bigger, faster, definitely tight end too. And
Athletic freak.
he created so many mismatches in that because I mean now you got linebackers going against pretty much a big wide
Take us.
receiver.
Let's get.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yep, salute, salute.
Sorry, one of you guys in the chat was saying he's got to go.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yep. Hey, I'll send you one for next, Morris. Definitely for the next one. I got you. Let's get it. Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of like taking trips down memory lane and thinking about like the players and teams that I was a part of during my time. Coming along as a fan of the Raiders. Like how long you been? You've been catching Raider football for?
Ooh, ever since I could look at a TV, because like basically I grew up down the street from the stadium. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's lifelong, man. Like it's all it's so the first game. Oh, so I don't know if you'll remember this quarterback, but the first game I
Right.
actually went to, Donald Hollis was our quarterback,
Ooh,
and
never heard of him.
right,
You got
uh,
me.
and then it was Billy Joe. I think it was Hubbard. We got Rafa in the building too, man. Yeah, but Billy Joe Hubbard was the, I think he was the backup, and Donald Hollis was the starter, and he threw. I want to say he threw because it was against the Redskins. Oh, it was a terrible, terrible game, but it was just
Billy Joe. That sounds like like in wrestling terms, the
right.
jobber of all jobber names.
Yeah, and he was a vet too. I think he had been, I want to say maybe to the Jets or something like. He'd been like a lot of different teams, and so he was like our backup. He's pretty much like a Hoyer for us now. And so Donald Hollis starts throwing. He threw I think two pick sixes, and then it was just horrible. So like by halftime, everyone's booing him like "F you Hollis, you pieces," like all this kind of stuff. Oh, it was crazy. But only Raider, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
my.
it's typical Raider, you know what I'm saying, experience. Because like if you're playing like trash, they're gonna let you know. They
Right.
we don't hold our tongue for nothing.
You know what that sounds like to me? And salute Rafa. Sorry, I don't mean to keep you waiting to say hello on that, but that reminds me of when Jason Campbell went down injured, and we just made the trade for Carson Palmer. We had one other quarterback on our roster that we were hoping was going to be the stopgap between Campbell and Palmer, because I don't believe they had faith in Pryor's development up until then. So he wasn't going to be the guy. So it was a game against the Chiefs as that kind of bridge gap till Carson Palmer was ready to grasp the playbook, because he'd just been signed, like they just made the trade like a few days before the game. So they're like, well, ideally, we don't want to just shove you in there, not with that, like you've only had a few days to learn the playbook. So they shoved in Kyle Bowler.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember that game, but I remember it for all the wrong reasons. Like it was historically bad. Like I've seen some bad quarterback games with our Raiders, but that one, it takes the cake for me as the all-time worst. He was throwing pick sixes left, right, and center. He was that bad. He got pulled at halftime, and they end up shoving in like Carson Palmer, even though he only had like 2 days to learn the playbook, and he
yeah.
didn't do much better. But he had an excuse. But Kyle, my God, it
Hey
was
guys, I had a short time to deal about this, but salute to everybody in the chat and the panel. But key matchups right now, we had to establish the running game. We had to really focus it about the defense. The offense need gets like a more the identity, and of course, I know this been like a short time because I had to do something with this Saturday because I had to go to a live stream and everything. But I just wanted to say it, this folks. Salute everybody else in the chat and the panel, and remember, folks, win or lose, Raider Nation till like that. Have a good one. So
take
Thank you,
care.
brother.
take care.
Appreciate
Take
you
care, Ralph.
coming through, Ralph. Appreciate
Peace.
you.
Have a good one, Ralph. Anyone in the chat remember Cole Bowler and that one stinker of a game that I'm talking about against the Chiefs? Oh my God, it was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, I've seen, like, so I remember that playoff run where we lost the Super Bowl that year, but I remember the playoff games where it was lit, and then so we expected it to be a good Super Bowl, the Tampa Bay, and it just that was one of the just gut wrenching, like where it just took the just life. You're like, what just happened right now? You know what I mean?
Suck
Just
the
like
soul out of your body.
it was because it starts off with the pick, so we're juiced. Like Woodson gets the pick, you know what I mean? So we're like, okay, we're what I'm saying, and then it just goes just left.
Right. That
Yeah.
was before my time. So I can't give you like how my reaction was because I didn't watch that game live. I still haven't watched that game. Maybe for historical reasons, maybe I should
Yeah.
go back and watch it, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really have any inclination to watch my Raiders getting beat down in previous years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can only watch the losses in the off season. It's hard for me to watch them during, after I could, because it's like where you know where the mistakes were made. So it's like it just sucks because all you think about is if we had did this, like and this guy was open and all that. So it just can't change the past. It is what it is. So you
Right.
know, but we can reflect in the off season when
Where
yeah.
we went right, like, and where we went wrong, it's not always all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like if there's more positives than negatives, it's better to like even if the negatives are glaring, it's better to focus on the positives, right? Like, and it goes like to back to I guess the now. We've won two straight with a chance to win three straight, and like I didn't have too much belief in this team being a playoff side, and I'm still waiting for Josh McDaniels to prove that he is the guy moving forward. However, like with us winning these last 2 weeks, yeah, granted it hasn't been pretty, and we haven't been blowing these teams out. I'm going to focus more on the positives, right? Because we won, just win, baby, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So
sir.
my focus is going to be there, and like, look, the defense has been better. Um, the run game where the yards per carry hasn't been, up to the standard we're used to with Jacobs. It has been progressively, slowly getting better. It's been trending better, and hopefully this leads to this week being a breakout game for Jacobs and our run game. Um, a lot of questions still at quarterback, a lot of questions at offensive line. But Josh, even McDaniel's I feel like has been doing a better job with his play calling, like trying to be a little bit more creative and diverse with his targets and that, and seeing some of these young guys like starting to put it together, like Michael Mayer and Trey Tucker. And defense, like I said, has been a bright spot. Granted, we've been playing weaker opposition, but it's still a nice stat to see. Like I think we cracked the top 10 maybe in
We
overall
should.
defense. I think it's either top 10 or 14. I can't remember. Somebody said it, but like our defense has been surprisingly the strength of this team so far, whereas we expected it to be the offense with how much money we'd been investing in it, right?
Yeah. And so looking at everything that has happened so far with getting rid of Carr and the defense so far being what it is, do you think we still made the right decision?
With what? Sorry.
Like with us getting rid of Carr for that 40 million whatever, seeing the defense for like what it is now, do you still kind of think we made the right decision?
At the time, look, I for one will always appreciate Derek Carr and for the good times. I would rather look at the good times that he was able to provide us than how it ended. Um, yeah, at the time, look, I understood it was time to make a move. I mean, I wasn't mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I guess hindsight's all good and great now. Like it seems like our quarterback position as it stands is probably like that's what I'm focusing on. Like I'm not going to cry over spilt milk that Derek Carr. Okay, he's gone. So what are we going to do about it? Who's our guy? We were hoping it would be Jimmy G, and that he's not just known for being a winning quarterback because of the cast around him. We were hoping a lot of it had to do with his play. So far, it hasn't proven to be the case, as well as his injury issues have been rearing its ugly head. Now we're looking at like it sounds like we're starting Brian, a guy I've been pretty critical of, and I've said a few things on my own lives and a few other lives, but I'm going to roll with him if he's our guy, and hopefully he can be Hoya the Destroyer, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Aiden O'Connell, who's the young kid, the rookie waiting in the wings, and he will get his chance one day, but that day doesn't seem to be this weekend. But he's got potential, but like it is scary, and I've said this on a few lives in the last couple of days that in the last 13 years I've been a Raider fan, this is probably the most concerning our quarterback position has looked for a while, a long while. Like this is before Derek Carr provided some stability. Even before that, like when we had the likes of Pryor or Carson Palmer, Jason Campbell. I mean, those guys at least they had their flaws, but like they gave us a little bit more stability than the current cast. You know what I mean? Like, granted, I know Connors is just a kid, but like he's got potential. But Brian Hoyer and I don't know, man. It's scary when you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did we ever think? Because we always talked about this being the worst case. Worst case if Hoyer has to come in the game. And here we are. And
Here we are.
and the thing, like, so I kind of call it. You can call it trash car. I trash car like a lot, but it's not. It's nothing personal against him. It's just I wanted him to do better, and he just kind of never got us to that point. But I feel like if Carr was here, Renfro would probably be getting the ball.
Right.
Devontae would probably be getting the ball. And it would be, I feel like Mayer would be getting the ball. Like the tight end, he's always been able to get the ball to the tight ends for sure. And like
Right.
there's certain things, there's certain people he has chemistry with, and he can make it happen. But like as the Saints are kind of seeing now, because I've heard all the talk from the Saints fans. Because I remember when they first got Derek, they were like, "Oh, now we're going to the playoffs," and all that. I said, "Man, you guys are gonna see. You guys are gonna see that he's not that. He's a good quarterback, but he's not a game changer. You know what I mean? He's not gonna. You know.
I well, as much as I appreciate Carr and I'd rather focus on the good things that he did and the good times that he was able to provide for me and the Raider Nation for the 9 years he was here. I once again I'm not gonna cry and over spilt milk and think about shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather look at like, okay, what is our current answer? Are there any of these answers our long-term answer, or even a short-term answer that's going to get us some wins? That's what I focus on. I got to be honest. Like, yeah, I've got a place in my heart for Derek Carr. I always will, but I haven't seen a snap of Saint. I haven't seen a snap of his football this year. I haven't watched one snap of Saints football or one pass that he's even thrown yet. Not even on highlights. I just, I wish you the best, but I don't care.
Yeah.
The only thing I care about is that right there.
Exactly.
This right here.
Yes, sir.
On the hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I care about. I don't care about these other teams. I don't care about
Yeah.
these. I have a place in my heart for these players who were once a Raider, always a Raider. But like, if they're not playing for the Raiders, they're playing for these other teams. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, like I definitely, it's I think why it's so because you remember the beginning of the season, everyone was like, we made the wrong choice, and I feel Aiden is still,
I'm sure he
he's
will change.
he's still going to, take a little time. I feel it's going to, I don't think he's our future because I don't think that McDaniels and Ziegler have him as the future. He could be a possible bridge to, or whatever we do in this next draft, because I think that's where our future quarterback is really gonna come from. But if we keep, if we can manage to make the playoffs and hopefully go deep into the playoffs, that's probably gonna be out the window. So I don't know. I think their ultimate goal is to get another guy too. So it's not just Aiden. It's you got some competition in the room, and you can let Hoyer go. You can kind of let Hoyer go, and then have these new guys. If it's Jimmy for a little bit, and then Aiden having another year of experience to add to that. That I think because the situation we're in now, we have Jimmy, Hoyer, Aiden, and at all three, it's like we're still kind of questionable on who's
Like I
actually.
said, it's the most concerning I've seen our quarterback position in a long time.
Yeah,
A long time.
yeah,
I'm hoping by hook or crook it works out.
yeah, and I hope he does. I hope he does get to come back as a Raider too. But hopefully by that time, hopefully we got our quarterback situation figured out already, so he can,
Right.
he can
Right.
take maybe that third spot or second spot maybe. But I just want us to eventually get our guy, because if it's Aiden, I hope it's Aiden, because that means he's already on a roster. We don't have to worry
Right.
about that.
Mm.
But if he's not, then we should be looking for that guy, because it's like another year of this. Because we're just, how long is this defense going to be able to be this good and be able to keep us in these games without the offense actually helping them out?
Well, we haven't drafted a QB. Um, I think we've only drafted in the first round a QB. I think someone said like 4 times in the history of our organization.
Yeah, not a lot.
Um, I can't name the first two. I think it was like in the 80s and one was in the 60s, and it wasn't Ken Stabler. And then the other two was what's that redhead's name? The ginger?
Oh, what's his name?
Marinovich, Todd Marinovich.
Yeah,
I think he was one of them, and Jamarcus Russell was the other one. So Jamarcus Russell has been the only attempt we've had at addressing that position in the first round in the last 25 years. I'm not sure when Todd Marinovich was drafted, but that's
yeah,
we haven't even attempted to like granted, like we haven't needed to, like Derek Carr did provide stability
yeah,
for 9 years. We got him in the second round. um Ideally, I would have loved for us to at least take a guy even during Derek Carr's tenure, just as someone to develop behind him at best. Worst case scenario, he's a decent young backup. Best case scenario, if we're in the situation we're at now, when we moved on from Derek Carr, we might have already had the guy in on our roster who was waiting, and we grew him to be the guy. I mean, we only did that once during Derek Carr's tenure, and that was with Connor Cook back
yeah.
in 2016. We never attempted to draft a quarterback after that. Like, we brought in guys, veteran guys, but we never drafted anyone, which was, I think, was a bit of a shame.
Like the EJ Manuels, we've always had
EJ
people.
Manuels, Marcus
Yeah,
Mariota.
yeah, like
Marcus Mariota was good
yeah,
as a
yeah,
situation rotational guy, like sorry, as a backup QB, and
yeah,
probably one of, if not the best backup QB in the league for a little while. But yeah, like we had Matt McGloin as well for a bit. But yeah, I stand what goes without what I was trying to say. Like, it would have been nice to have had a young guy we groomed already, rather than like now we're here. We've got O'Connell, who might be that guy, but for me, it's going to take him time.
yeah. And
I'm not.
then
I'm not ready for a trial by fire situation for him yet.
yeah, and I would like to see our offense get the ball out of his hands. Like create these screens and stuff like that. Like just help him out. Even Hoyer too. Hoyer's not trying to get hit. He's older gentleman now, so he's not trying to get whacked around. So just make it easier where they can get the ball out of their hands and get it to the playmakers, man. Because it means nothing if you're taking sacks and we're getting stripped for the ball. It's we have to. I think he's done a good job, McDaniel's, of shortening routes and stuff like that, because there wasn't a lot of stand in the pocket, wait, wait, wait. It was get the ball out, get the ball out. So it's good to see. He's at least adjusting and just trying to make it easier. And
Right.
I know Devontae is frustrated, but we won the last two games, so he's gonna have to just sit there and put that frustration in his pocket and just move on and just try to just try to get more open in the Bears game. He knows the Bears, he knows their scheme, so he should be able to get open.
Well, I don't actually see a problem with him, voicing his displeasure with the offense. I mean, he's a winner who wants to win, and like when say fans or content creators are criticizing the offense, it's okay, right? But when it's our marquee player who's criticizing the offense because he wants us to be doing better, all of a sudden it's not okay, and we're screaming that he should be. Some people are saying he should be traded or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, and Raider Pete gave me that perspective. Salute to him. He was the one who made the comment in my live, and it kind of gave me an epiphany. I was like, you know what? That's absolutely right. Like, why, you know, like that's something like Kobe. You know, the great players do. You know, Kobe Bryant used to do that all the time. You know what I mean? Even in wins, he would get on the team like, no, we need to be. We want. I
Yeah,
want better. I expect better. I expect greatness. You know what I mean? Because he knows what he is, and he wants it to surround his team with that kind of same level of expectation. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel Devontae was doing. So I have
yeah,
no qualms with him coming out and taking that stand. And James, I think you're right. 1991 was Marinovic. So salute to him.
yeah. Like I definitely, I understand he's definitely got the right to be, vocal. But it's I see sometimes like we've seen in situations where players kind of force the quarterback to kind of get them the ball, but it goes against the natural flow of the offense, kind of in a way where yeah, we could force you the ball and get it to you, but I'm pretty sure they have their scheme. They would love to get it to him, but it's like if he's being double teamed, if he's being, it's just it's and then when we do get it to him, he's getting whacked. You know what I mean? Like it's almost I don't know. It's almost like a catch-22 because like when we have been getting him the ball, it seems like he's been getting lined up, and it's we have to get everybody else involved too. Like Myers stepped up. Remember the first game, he was definitely the go-to guy, and even Devontae too. But Myers kind of got a little bit more of the opportunities because everyone was so focused on Devontae. And as we slowly get like Mayer involved and Tucker, I talked about that too earlier, is with Hoyer and Tucker being on the same, second and third team or whatever. They get a lot of reps together. So hopefully that could be the difference today of him and maybe Tucker getting on some good uh, some good vibes today.
I'll be with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I mean Max too, because to be fair, not just for Devontae, but Max is making a pretty penny too. And I'm not saying he's not worth every penny, but for us to ever get pieces, that are going to be, worth, we have to. I don't know. I mean, learn how to use this cap in the in the best way because it's lopsided to me a lot of the times. Like Devontae's making a grip of money, and then everyone else is like a couple million here, a couple. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of, and it's like we need players, and it's like two people can't win the game. You know what I mean? We need to spread this out to get more. I think that's when the trade talk comes. Is when everyone wants to. We're paying all this money for this one player. Maybe we could trade this player and get a couple. It's like I don't know. That's always the idea, but it never goes like that.
Well, our supporting cast around him, I think, like, I guess from the skill position perspective, it is actually, I think, on paper, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the offensive line, play that, especially in the run game, and that the play of the quarterbacks has not been great. I mean, I think that's the number one thing that quarterback position has been a big disappointment, and I think a key to our offensive struggles, and maybe to a point, McDaniel's play calling as well, like his coaching hasn't really. I mean, I was giving him his praises. I think he had been trying to get a little bit more creative in the last 2 weeks and with our 2 wins. But at the same time, there's nothing that he's done that makes me scream offensive guru. But
Yeah.
everybody says that he is. Like his loudest supporters in the room. Granted, like there's people within the nation that support this guy, and they live and die by his sword, which that's fine. Like everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but there's a large, I think that a large portion of the Raider Nation still are in the same boat I'm in. Like he hasn't proven it to me yet, and we're still waiting for him to hopefully be the guy. I don't want to be right, you know what I mean, and thinking that, I never wanted this guy in the door, but here we are. I'm going to get behind him. I'm going to support him. If he's winning, we're winning, right?
Yes,
But
exactly.
I just want him to show me why he's the right guy moving forward, and takes us hopefully to the promised land. Because for me, like, you can have all these cute stats as a head coach, which a lot of his supporters like to bring up. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, for a head coach, there's only one thing that matters, and what's that one thing, Jason?
Win.
Wins and losses.
That's the only
None of this
thing.
other stuff matters. Wins
Exactly.
and losses.
Exactly.
And I'm willing to give him a certain time frame, but like it's got there's a bare minimum to what I expect, and if he can't even reach those bare minimums, then I'd be happy to cut back. But like, we're not there yet. I'm going to focus on the positives. We won 2 straight. Hopefully, we can keep trending upwards, as well as his coaching, trends upwards as well. So
Yeah, because he's still learning too. He's in his like we say about Aiden and all these other players. They're Tyree Wilson, all these players. He's learning too because he's stepping out from that offensive coordinator position into the coaching role. But he's in a good position. That's like when he got hired. So my thought at first was like, okay, well, at least our offense is going to be good. We're going to be, he's a offensive, guy. So, and
Guru.
it's yeah, right. And it has been the exact opposite. It's been just questionable. And it's like, that's why sometimes, forgive me, I got into the looks like it's tanking talk, because I'm like, we can't be this bad. We can't. There's no way we are this bad with the roster that we have, at least on offense. Because we did. That's before we knew what our defense was kind of growing into. But because we're like on paper, we look great. Like we got the leading running back, one of the leading receivers, one of the best in the game. A legit number 2. Hunter Renfro,
Fro was the
wherever you are.
one of the better slot receivers. It was our record breaking receptions for a season,
Yeah.
type wide receiver, and he just I'm not even going to go there again. Everyone already knows my displeasure with the whole Hunter Renfro situation. It's just been a very big disappointment.
I just want to say, all jokes aside, Hunter Renfro, wherever you are, man, we just hope you're okay. All right. So wherever you are, we just hope we see you one day. All right. Thank you, Hunter. But yeah, it's sad that we have to do, where are you? Where's Waldo's for?
Right. I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
He was. I think I noticed him on the field maybe 12. What was his snap count last week? It was like almost one of the lowest he'd had in a game where he's healthy since he's been a Raider.
It's like
It
under
was like
8 or 9 or something like that.
it was like a healthy Hunter Renfro since he's been on our roster. I think that is the least amount of snaps he's ever taken, and it's just. I just don't understand it. How do you go from all that to like this within the space of a season? Like, well, a season and a half, right? You know what I mean? Like, I just make that make sense to me.
Yeah, that's something they can't figure all the ways they figured to get him the ball. When he, like you said, when he had 100-something receptions, and then you can't figure out how to get him at least half that. You can't get him 50 touches as a number, as a
You
number
can't
3.
try to get him involved. You can't coach up your quarterbacks and tell them, look at these plays. Because I mean, surely I'm a guy on the couch who watches a game one take. I don't go back and watch replays. Sometimes I watch replays just because I'm like, did my eyes deceive me? Like on a few
Yeah.
occasions, I did that with Hunter Renfro, where I was like, I saw that in real time and I could see Hunter Renfro got open. So I rewound the tape. I was like, he was open. He had nothing but green grass in front of him. And the quarterback's not even looking at him. Not even looking at him.
I guess
I
I guess we could talk about that too, because there's been a lot of that. There's been a lot of just plays out. It's not like, where there's some plays where nobody was open. Hey, he did the best thing he could, but there's it seems like there's someone wide open, and it's like either he doesn't have the confidence to make the throw, and I say he because it's kind of all three, except for Aiden will I think will make the throw, but we didn't really get to see because he was, fumbling and everything like that. So we never really got to see him kind of until like later, later on in the game. But like for Hoyer and for Jimmy, I noticed people will be open, but they won't have the confidence to hit that tight window. You know what I mean? Like it's in the NFL, you're open. You know what I mean? It's but being able to throw it and have the confidence and you can't hesitate. There's a small window before the safety gets over. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to throw the ball, and it's just and it seems like you'll see it just like why can't they see it? And we're watching it from the TV.
I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional analyst, and I don't pretend to be either. Like I'm just a guy, just like you and everyone in the
Yeah,
chat, who just sits down and watches Raider football with my fan glasses, so to say. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like I said, it's just frustrating if like someone like me who has zero credentials can see it. Surely the professionals can see it, right?
yeah, that's what, and it's and what I expect is after every game, I'm like, okay, they're gonna fix this. They're gonna because like what I talk about this every week and watch, we'll see it where we get hit for a bootleg. It's like we bite on the play action, and we always get hit for that bootleg, like somehow, some way. And then with this guy, he can, for Badgett, he can run, so he's definitely, he's not Michael Vick or no one like that, but
Hmm.
he definitely he definitely will take the opportunity to use his legs. And have you watched anything on him a little bit?
I watched the tail of the tape earlier this week in regards to the Raiders versus the Bears, from like I think the official NFL like YouTube page. Um, I think he had his first start last week, and he had his moments, but he also had his glaringly bad moments as well. But you know, once again, look, I'm just hoping that we don't make this guy look like he should have been picked out of the first round, and we make him look like where he was taken, an undrafted free agent. Keep him keep him under pressure, put him in the dirt, like that Al Davis saying was, the quarterback must go down hard. What is it? The quarterback must go down,
Must go
and he must
down. He
go
must
down.
go down hard.
It must go down early and must go down hard, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Pena says, "If and I mean if we were to lose, you guys' thoughts?"
God, I don't even want to put that into existence. This is a game we should win, and I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I think we have enough to get the job done, even in a away game where conditions likely will be poor. Um, but if you're going to ask me the question, if we were to lose, then God, I don't really have too much hope moving forward with the season. If I'm going to be honest, like, yeah, like my least expectation with this year, my very least, is like I said it so many times, like we've got to at least show some kind of progression, or even like I would reluctantly settle for the case of like we got to give McDaniel's time, like a lateral from last year, 6 wins. But if we lose to the Bears this week, we'll be lucky to get up to 5 wins this season. Like this is the one of the weakest games on our schedule. So we got to win this game. We got to keep the ball rolling and give us some good momentum. Like 3 wins would be nice going into that Lions game. A strong outfit, from what I understand. So it's not going to be good. If you're asking me the question, Robert, so that's my answer. It's going to look real bad if we lose to a real bad team like the Bears. So hopefully, look, I don't even want to entertain the idea. I don't want to speak it into existence. So yeah, but that's my take on that question.
Yeah. To answer your question, Rob, I'd be pissed, but
Right.
that's every loss. But I don't see us losing there because I mean, only way I see us losing if this kid, like you said, becomes the next guy, and we got to prevent that from happening.
Has a Nick Mullins kind of
Yeah,
performance,
yeah,
right? And
and
I
that's
don't speak that into existence. Yeah, and you were just—that's why we talked about Nick Mullins.
yeah, because that's as a Raider fan, we know we've seen this we've seen these
This
things
type
happen.
of thing
So
happen so many times. Like even like I can't name it at the top of my head, but there's been games like in previous years where running backs have just come out of nowhere and like looked like the next coming of friggin' Bo Jackson because we made him
yeah,
look that way because we just couldn't stop
yeah.
him. You know what
Clinton
I mean?
Portis. Clinton Portis was one of those guys. We were like, man, what is this? Like who is this dude? Seems like Denver always had a new running back every year.
I think Zach Stacy, when we played the Rams back in like 2014, 2013, we got the brakes beaten off us that day. I think we lost like 52 something. It was one of my again one of those Raider memories that you want to forget, but you remember for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I
yeah,
listen. Hope that's not the case with this
yeah,
Badgin.
yeah, yeah. Badgett or Badgett. It could be Bajint.
Bajin.
Yeah, who knows? But
Oui,
yeah,
oui. Bonjour.
yeah.
My name is Bajin.
His
Would you like
dad.
a baguette?
Would you like a baguette? Man, so hopefully we can just keep him contained, and he's just another
Right.
guy. He's just another guy in the way.
Just another guy in the way. I like that.
Heck yeah. Are you watching the game from home tomorrow?
Yeah, as I always do. Or sometimes actually no. I either watch it at home or what I've liked to do these last two seasons is sometimes I'll take my phone and watch it down at the close because I live near the beach. So
Oh,
there's
nice.
some nice grass areas where I'll just take my phone and just find a quiet spot and watch the game with the ocean in the background. It's been real nice. So
Yeah. That way
either
you
that
can.
or I take my dogs out to the park and I just let them do their thing and I'll just sit quietly in my corner watching Raider football. And sometimes people will walk past when I'm kind of either getting carried away because we're doing something right, we're doing something wrong. And look at me like, what the
Yelling.
hell?
That way you can yell
I
and curse in peace.
Raiders, bitch.
Like, damn it! Like, come on! What are you doing? Yeah,
Right.
that's usually how it goes.
But yeah, that's my type of deal. With my Game Pass subscription, it allows me to watch every game of the NFL either live or on delay. So say like the games at ridiculous o'clock, like 3, 4 a.m. I will try to stay up and watch it live, but sometimes it's like, man, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. So
Yeah,
I can just go to bed and then wake up and find the game on my phone or the TV and say I want to watch it from the start. So you can watch it either live or anytime afterwards on delay. But the flip side of that, and something I've learned to master, is total social media ban, all notifications off. You know what I mean? I don't want no DMs, no nothing talking about Raider football. I've got to stay clear of everybody till
yeah,
I've watched the game.
yeah. Like I find myself having to do that too, because sometimes what I feel while watching the game and at the end of the game, I have to kind of let it process because different factors factor into a lot of stuff. So you kind of have to before I jump out and say something crazy and then have to come back and be like, hey, you know what? I'd rather just kind of just hold it, process the whole thing, process it maybe one more time, then be like, okay, let me look at everything as a whole and kind of just weigh it out. Sometimes I might be at the same point, but sometimes I'd be like, "Ooh, I didn't see that." So I'm glad I held my tongue on that. you
Well,
know,
you don't seem to me to be a too far left or too far right kind of guy. You just call it as you see it within reason, which is something that I mean, perspective is everything. Some people might think otherwise, but something that I at least try to do. Like I don't try and get too outlandish with my takes. It's not too far left or not too far right. I just try to, keep it within reason. You know what I mean? And if it's one take, it's one take.
yeah,
Yeah. Just speak from the heart and try to keep it as consistent as possible.
yeah, definitely. Every time, it's like I feel strongly for this team, like like we all do, and it's like I get into it. You know, like I'm frustrated when we make silly mistakes because I understand things happen and stuff like that. But it's like when we shoot ourselves in the foot. That's the thing that because there's nothing like if you play, you give it your all, and you did everything in your power to try to win, to get your team, to get your team to win. You're okay with that. You know what I mean? Like I did everything, and we still fell short. But when you know that, like the Charger game is just the biggest one for me, is that you know being on the goal or being pretty much that close and not running the ball, not even once. You know what I mean? Not even giving your running back just a chance to get it in.
That
Just
reminds me. I so I talk about like watching the game on delay, right?
yeah.
So every year since I've been a Raider fan, I subscribe to International Game Pass. That's been since I found out about it since 2010, right? So up until this year, it was International Game Pass that I was subscribed to as my route to watch Raider football until they changed it to Dazen. I don't know if you heard of Dazen. It's like the new service. So I've been watching Dazen and Dazen's like been pretty spotty. Like sometimes I'll watch the game and delay and it would just abruptly fast forward to the live bit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like where it's like towards the end of the game where I'm still in like the first quarter. It's happened to me a few times, and it just so happened that like I was watching. I think I got up to where we turned over the ball on downs,
Mm.
and we were slowly marching down the field, and I was driving home, listening to it, and kind of half watching, and then all of a sudden it kind of skipped to the live bit where. I saw I could hear like the interception, like
Yeah.
Thingo, whoever intercepted it, like was taking it like back for yay amount of yards or whatever it was, and
Trayvon, I think.
I just spoiled the whole experience for me. And I was just like, "Fuck, stupid streaming service."
Yeah, yeah, that sucks. As when everyone's all excited, you're like, "Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. I'm about to watch it when I go, when I watch
And
it
you
when
know
I go
what?
out."
Like every time I get something spoiled in regards to Raider football, it's never for the right reasons. It's always on the other side of the coin. We end up losing the game or we screw the pooch. It's never like, oh, I got the game spoiled and we won. It's
Yeah,
always the
yeah.
other route, and it just pisses me off.
This is gonna be a trivia question to all of
And
the
shut up,
nation.
Robert. I see your comments. I'm the
Yes.
you're talking to right here.
Like I'm gonna ask, when was our last dominant win? Like where we because I'm thinking of one, but I don't know if we
have
have
you
time
have
to
you
even
heard me
add to
speak
that.
of this very topic in my own lives, Jason?
Oh no, we're you gonna because I'm thinking Denver. I'm thinking the Denver was it like
Mile
50?
High Mauling back in 2010.
Yeah, that's the. We could have
All
had one
right.
after that, but that's the one
There's
I
been
remember.
one after that was like a whistle to whistle beatdown of epic
Mm,
proportions, just like that. Not to that extent, but that comes to memory. And that was 2017, the week 2 against the Jets. That was the game where we were beating the brakes off of the Jets at home at the Coliseum.
ooh.
And that's that you'll remember this one. Marshall Lynch was dancing on the sidelines because we were.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I love
uh,
you too, Robert. But
that's
yeah,
what.
that's the most memorable thing about the game. But I think Jared Cook had himself a day, and a few others stepped up. But we were it looked like our season was going to be rolling in the direction we believed it was. Remember, we made the playoffs 2016, and we all
Yeah,
had high expectations going into 2017. We were hoping Marshawn Lynch would be that final piece that would take us over the top
yeah.
because we let go of Latavius Murray, a guy I wanted to
Mhm.
keep.
I
Um,
like Murray too. I
but
did.
the first game, I think we got a win. We just scraped by. But that second week, when we came back to home and beat the brakes off the Jets, um, that was the last time I remember a true whistle to whistle beat down on both sides of
Yeah.
the ball. And hopefully, maybe
Sheesh.
this week. I mean, that was 2017. That's what,
Yeah.
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons.
And what I
Come
said
on.
20. I said 2010. I'm like, so we having every 7 years we get a blowout victory.
Right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so 7 years before that. So,
Man, that's so crazy, man.
like, I mean, I don't know. I asked my own chat feeds, chat. Can you remember one? Like, it's always like whenever we win, it's hard fought wins, or they're like by one or two scores. Like, it's never
Yeah.
really like a true beat down from whistle to whistle. You know what I'm saying?
So we did the randomizer. That's what I was doing while we were here. So I have a winner,
Okay.
and it is
Drum roll, please.
Al's. Yeah, drum roll, please. We have Al's Ghost.
Yay!
I don't know if you guys can see that, but randomized it 23 times. My lucky number. So my lucky number is your lucky number, Al's Ghost.
There we go. Let's go, Al.
So Al's Ghost hit me on IG, freeze23JAE, and we'll work out so I can send you your prize. Congratulations, too, brother.
What is this prize?
We have, I believe he's
Or is it a
getting
secret?
a mini helmet. It's kind of a secret, but it'll be a mini helmet.
Oh, that's what's
So
up. What, like this
yeah,
one?
yeah. Which
There we
one's
go.
that one?
Al's Ghost.
Yeah.
It's just, I just got a blank one
Hey, it's
because
so beautiful.
this gets thrown all over my. Like, I don't literally throw it, but like it just gets kind of, it goes through the walls of my desk and I'm trying to rearrange things, so I just got myself a.
I'm telling
It's
you,
just standard one. Does the job.
it's the loveliest lid in the world, man. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it.
Right. Well, you got two big. Those are two. Are those two true to size ones behind you?
Yeah, yeah. These are the real deals. Yeah, yeah. This one's
Beats
the.
my little miniature, but still does the job.
Hey, still beautiful altogether. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who signed it?
this one was Hunter Renfro. Oh no, this one was Hunter Renfro, and
That's what's up.
then we got Romanowski.
I love Romo.
Man,
I
this
love
was.
Romanowski.
I actually traded for this. So like, call me silly, but I actually traded a James Harrison for the Romanowski. Now I know to a lot people would be like, "That's a crazy trade," but for me, I'm a Raider fan, so of course it means more to
I
me.
would make that trade any day.
Any day. That's what I
I
said
mean,
too.
look. Admittedly, James Harrison is one of the all-time greats at linebacker. Probably has a more storied career than Romanowski, but look, I'm gonna go with the true Raider, one that's dear to my heart, even though he might not be the superstar, over a guy who's not even who's just another guy in the league who plays for a team I most definitely don't like.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I'm glad you understand too, because people,
Oh, I
some
understand.
people are like, "What?" Bro? I'm like, hey, to me, to you, it means a lot. To me, this one means a lot. So,
Anything, gee, I could have. Oh, maybe not that far. I was going to say I could have Patrick Mahomes rookie card auto patched, and it'd still be worth. I mean, the eyes of the beholder, it'd be worth 2 cents to me. But
yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to say it'd be worth 2 cents to me because it's like that's like that would be worth what, like, thousands of dollars.
oh yeah, that's what I said. That would be definitely worth it. Like now, if it was
Right.
like a Tom Brady, or even though as much as we hate Tom Brady, that's still an expensive piece. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
Sometimes I like to do that. Go on the YouTube rabbit hole and look at people who like cards that get pulled, like these 101 cards that are like these relic cards that have got like the jersey or the patch or the autograph, and just seeing how much they're worth, like these ridiculous amounts of money. Sometimes it's kind of like watching people treasure hunt. It's kind of good fun.
yeah. See, that's what I like these too, because like I got a lot of memorabilia and stuff, and so I was like, and a lot of it was different teams and stuff like that. So I was trying to think like, well, I don't want to, I'm not gonna probably keep it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, what can I do with it? And I was thinking like, oh, the subscribers and everything like that. We can have like, and that's why I'm hoping the team helps us out, because like I'm like, the more we get like 3-game win streaks, we get, I'm saying, like more like 5 sacks, 3, couple picks, 3 picks or something like that in the game, we could give away, So I'm hoping they're inspired to get us some, let's let us win some stuff, man. Let's give some stuff away.
I once upon a time, I dabbled in buying like patched autograph cards of like current Raiders,
Mhm.
and that was around that 2010 2011 period. So I had a whole bunch of like Raider patched autos. Like I had Jacoby Ford, Darius Hayward Bay, Darren McFadden. I think Terrell Pryor as well. I had quite a few cards in my collection, and I even like bought a few boxes, and I actually I managed to pull like I think the best one was like this limited edition, like I think it was like 1 out of 99 black variant of like a autograph and Dominican Sue, which at the
Yeah.
time was worth like $200. Like he was one of the marquee players in the league,
Yeah.
and I had these cards stashed away for the longest time. And then when I was in between moving last year, I lost them
Oh man.
all but one card, which I don't know how I managed to acquire this. I think it was like given as a gift as part of like one of the parcels that I got, but that's my last remnants of my collection that I can find, and it's a Alonzo Mourning patch in this really
Ooh.
shitty card. Like you can see how crap the card is. It's so damaged, and that it's probably worth sweet F4. There it is, numbered, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's got like a game worn patch right there. Alonzo Mourning, you know Alonzo Mourning, right?
Oh yeah.
Him
Man.
and Larry Johnson back in the Hornets back in the day.
Hey, that was one of a good. That was a good fight right there.
Right.
remember?
But it's
Remember?
also kind of upsetting looking at that. It's like I wish I knew where my cards were. All
Yeah.
my Raider cards.
Yeah, but I had because I used to, when I was a kid, I used to collect cards, but then I had the same situation. I had a big trunk, and somehow, some way, I lived in Oakland, so
I
you know what I
lost
mean.
along the way.
Yeah, so like I lost a bunch, but I just got it's a Austin Eckler rookie card, so
Oh yeah.
it's complicated because of course I want him to do terrible, but
Right.
for card value, I need
Yeah.
him to either be, become great, a
Yeah.
legend, but I need him every time he plays the Raiders to lose
Right.
and do terrible. So it's complicated, but
Conflict of interest. I
yeah,
That's why I don't dabble in fantasy football, because if you're going to play fantasy football
yeah,
properly, you're going to have to play with your head and not with your heart. And if you're going to play with your
yeah,
head, it's going to dictate that you pick players that may play for teams, players that you don't like playing for teams you most definitely don't like, and that for me is a conflict of interest. Like I don't want any reason to root for, say, like if you want to play fantasy football properly, then you're going to be taking the likes of Patrick Mahomes, you know what I mean, in your
yeah,
quarterback. And I don't want to do that. I don't want any reason to root for these guys. That for me is a
yeah.
conflict of interest. So that's why I dabbled in fantasy football for a little bit, but that's why I never again. Um, but yeah, I get what you're saying about these cards, but it's crazy like how cards have kind of evolved. Like back when do you remember how old? Like, were you around for the basketball card collecting craze of the
Oh
'90s?
yeah, yeah. I'm 40, so I
Okay, you're
was
around
yeah,
the same
yeah.
age as me. Yeah. So during that phase, like your rare cards were like little shiny cards, holograms or whatever.
Yeah, those are sick. Yeah,
Now it's kind of evolved where these cards are like treasured relics. They've got like, as I showed you, like game worn patches, and they come with autographs and they're numbered. Like they didn't do that back in the day. Now it's
yeah,
like
no,
they make these cards really like exclusive and like a treasure, like a relic. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
especially these one-on-one cards, or these, like I say, a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes. Those cards, like if you keep them in PSA condition, like 9 or 10 out of 10, like they're worth thousands.
yeah. And it's crazy too because like there's so many. I don't know. It seems like it's kind of a good time. It for the older players are more legendary. Like I have a Ray Lewis mini, which is one of my personal favorites. And it's like I have a Jamar Chase, which he's still playing, so it's kind of like you don't know, but he has the potential to be a
Right,
great.
he's trending upwards. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's it's like you never know, but it's hard with the players that are playing now, because it's hard to kind of judge, because one injury can change a whole career. You know what I mean? So
right,
we'll kind of see how it goes, but
for sure. On that note, man, I'm it's getting to 1 a.m. and I'm getting pretty tired. I had a day playing cricket. I'm pretty shattered. So yeah, I'm gonna sleepy sleep.
For sure. I
I
appreciate you,
appreciate you
man.
having me on, my friend. I'm gonna have to link up with you again. Maybe you can come to my side of town sometime. That'd
Yeah,
be appreciated.
definitely. So what time is your show? We'll collab on, what time your show is, because I'll definitely hop on. Like, I'm a supporter of the show for sure. Um,
Sure, I know. You don't have to tell me. I see on the feed. It doesn't go unnoticed.
definitely, man. Yeah, so definitely.
I see you. I see Robert. I see James. I see all the names. I don't take that for granted.
Yeah,
I
like, we appreciate you. A lot of good content. I appreciate you and Nate. Starting our Raider adventure off every morning, man. Like getting it going, because like you guys are the first thing I listen to right before I go to work. So
yeah,
it's always a
appreciate.
pleasure.
It's good to have
Appreciate
you in
you.
the feed. But like credit where credit's due. That was Nate's idea, and I just came along for the ride. So every morning it's on his side of the fence. Bar Thursday mornings, it's kind of I get that one day where it's like, all right, well, come to my side of town.
Yeah,
So
goodness
maybe
knows.
that's something we could do. Like you're up in the morning. You're up early in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I mean I don't know what your routine or your workflow is like, but if you're available on a Thursday morning, love to have you come stop by if you got time.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I will definitely because I think I have like maybe a half hour before, so I could, if that's cool, I can
Right.
squeeze that in,
Yeah,
man.
obviously, even if it's just 5-10 minutes, like if you want
Appreciate
to come around to my side of town Thursday morning next week, there you go.
it. Hey, I
I'll
appreciate
hit
you.
you up. Of course, like sometimes scheduling kind of when the closer it gets, sometimes things pop up. I get it, so I'll reach out to you Wednesday night, see where you're at, if you want to come on.
For sure.
I'm sure Nate would love the idea too. So
Man, for sure. That's my guy too, man. I appreciate you both.
my man.
For
All
sure,
right,
man.
brother. I'm going to bed. All right, take care, gang.
For
And
sure.
hopefully,
Appreciate you.
like I keep saying, the next time we come together, we're going to be happy because we're celebrating another great Raider victory. So I'm going to try and speak that into existence. And
Yes,
Brian
sir.
Hoyer, can he be the guy to at least manage us to a win, or possibly beat Brian Hoyer the Destroyer?
Hoyer the
Hoyer the
Destroyer.
Destroyer. It's got a good ring to it. So be that guy and
Yeah,
not
man.
the, I don't know,
Yeah.
don't be a bunghole and
Yeah.
screw the pooch. You know
Exactly.
what I'm
Get
saying?
it.
Just do enough to
More.
get the job done. Just win, baby. All right.
Just
I'm
win.
out. I'm going to bed.
Let's go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Yes,
Take care.
sir. Thank you. You too, my brother. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, nation. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, with that being said, man, I had you guys hostage for about 2 hours now. Appreciate you guys coming in, showing some love. Shout out to Avocasi coming through, blessing the panel. Al's Ghost hit me on IG. Congratulations. Hit me on IG. Just shoot me your address, and I will shoot you your prize. So congratulations, and let's keep stacking them, man. Let's keep getting these wins. Let's keep building upon our defense's successes and offense. Let's help Ahoy out, man. Hoy, you're not entertained. I don't know. But I appreciate the nation, man. I appreciate this team. Appreciate all those out there that believe in this team and want the best success for us. Shout out to the coach, Coach McDaniels, Coach. But with that being said, man, love you guys. Appreciate you. And until the next time. Oh, and just heads up. So I have training next Saturday. So I'm gonna do a breakdown on Friday. So Christmas come early, man. You got your boy coming one day early on Friday. So I will set up the show a little bit later in the week just to give you guys heads up to clear your schedules and all that good stuff to be a part of this great show. But my show is not nothing without you great people. So appreciate you guys, the support, the love, your passion for this team. Because that's all it is, man. Just love this team, get behind our guys, and let's get these victories. Until the next time, Raider Nation, let's get it. your Saturday. Al's Ghost. You are a winner. All right. Hit me on IG. Get your prize. Freeze 23J. JAE. Let's go.